Why do we forget that Bangladesh was indeed East Pakistan? That means they decided to go ahead with that particular decision. After 1971 and after the creation of Bangladesh, has it seen greater protection for the Hindu minority there? Did they say, we don't wish to live with Pakistan, we don't subscribe to the two-nation theory, we'd like to merge back with Bharat? We are asking for decent treatment of Hindu minorities there. We are asking for some kind of restraint on illegal migration. So let's go before 1971. If this cultural, let's say, impact was so strong, you shouldn't have had an Eastern Pakistan. But you did. Why do we forget that Bangladesh was indeed East Pakistan? That means they decided to go ahead with that particular decision. Notwithstanding the common linguistic affinities and whatnot, they said, we are throwing our weight behind these set of people who subscribe to the two-nation theory. That's one. After 1971 and after the creation of Bangladesh, has it seen greater protection for the Hindu minority there? In stark contrast, the Hindu population in Bangladesh has come down sharply. Every day you hear instances of rapes, forcible conversions, atheist bloggers being killed, so on and so forth. So the Bengali affinity or the Bengali commonality isn't strong enough to prevail over the Islamic identity. Let's be very clear about that. Their Ummahhood reigns supreme. That is established by the partition at 1947. Did they say, we don't wish to live with Pakistan, we don't subscribe to the two-nation theory, we'd like to merge back with Bharat? In 1971, that's not their decision. That's not the decision post 1971. In fact, one of the ambassadors, I remember reading this as a school-going kid, effectively told this to Bharat. Do you expect us to be grateful to you for eternity for 1971? This was the tone of Bangladesh in late 90s and early 2000s. When it was not the Bangladesh of even today, which has some kind of an economy to speak of.
But why do we expect gratitude?
We don't expect gratitude.
Yeah.
We are asking for decent treatment of Hindu minorities there. We are asking for some kind of restraint on illegal migration. We are asking for some kind of restraint on the export of cows from here in an illegal fashion and the cow slaughter that happens at Bharat's expense. Because Pashudhan may not matter to you and me, but it matters to the farmer. We have recently seen about 10,000 cows being repatriated from that particular part, and that border is so porous. In fact, there's a specific paragraph where I say that the infiltration into Assam has to be traced to the partition of Bengal, and the antecedents of the two-nation theory start from 1905 at the very least, which directly is traceable to what is happening in Assam at this point. So, when we look at Assam, so I think in 2019, just before the lockdown, at the fag end of the year, Professor Faidan Mustafa and I had a public debate on the NRC in Assam, whose results had just been announced. And this debate was organized at Nalsar, of which he is the Vice Chancellor. Now, I basically said, you want to look at NRC and Assam independent of the issue of Bangladeshi illegal migration. I'm sorry, enough literature says that's not possible. You need to look at it as a whole. Maybe 30% of the audience scoffed at it. So in part, I'm responding to that. Saying, here's the literature, deal with it. So when a country such as Bharat, as it exists today, is the product of multiple bloody vivisections, why do we look at each of these instances in isolation without understanding what are the larger dots to be connected here? Perhaps that is the central thesis of the book. Please learn to connect the dots.